Let's turn this down a little bit. Got my fan on, so that at least should drown out a little bit of the background noise. If you even hear the fan. Might not even have to. He might not even hear the fan, which would be dope. But we here? Yeah, we still alive. I'll be honest. I didn't think I'd be making this kind of live stream right now. Right? But of course, as always, what's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Guardians Tigers ALDS series recap. And I'll tell you what, man, if you could just get a feel of my vibe after game 3, I was thinking, man, I'm gonna be doing a freaking season recap. Like, would have been a couple of days ago. Right? But the Guardians powered through. And believe it or not, I'm going to be making a Yankees ALCS series preview. I was thinking all along it was going to be an ALDS recap and a season recap. But no, this team never freaking quit. I got to give them a lot of credit because, I mean, I wasn't expecting us to mail it in. I just didn't know if we were like, that team that we could come back from a 2-1 deficit, especially given how the offense hadn't scored in games 2 or 3. Like, they legit could not score at all. They couldn't score on a freaking street corner woman, one of them people. I'm not going to say the words, but you know what I'm saying, right? They couldn't go to the Bunny Ranch and score there. They couldn't score if you put them on the 1-yard line. And all of a sudden, poof, offense woke up. But of course, you know what we do. The Guardians, of course, they woke up and they took care of business for sure. I was very impressed with their offense in game 1. Right? Tanner Bybee, as you'd expect in his first start in the playoffs, looked a little shaky. He looked like he was making his first start, right? But then a 5-run first off in the streams. But yeah, Holton was not good. Bybee was solid. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Great stuff out of your starter, making his first start in the playoffs. Smith got the win. He's 1-0. Holton took the loss. He's 0-1. That's tough. So then we go to game 2, and we already know the story. Offense was MIA. Facing Skubal, they didn't really have many chances. And I knew going into that game, runs were going to be at a premium. Matthew Boyd on the mound, going up against his old team, right? He came into the league with the Tigers. He always gave us fits when he was with the Tigers, too. But man, he went out there and he went punch for punch with Boyd. I mean, with Skubal. Skubal went 7 innings, 3 hits, 8 Ks. Boyd, 4 2/3 hits, 4 hits. Yeah, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks. So yeah, he matched his freak, I guess. They both did not allow a run. And in fact, none of our pitchers really allowed any runs except for Clase, of all people, who allowed a 3-run homer to Kerry Carpenter, which was the killer blow in this game, of all things, right? Now you probably are wondering, how did Kerry do it? Well, one, throwing 3 straight sliders will probably will get you. Yep. Bo Naylor told this dude to throw 3 straight sliders. And he had him on a 2-2 count. with 2 outs. He was 1 out away from getting out of that and getting us to the bottom of the 9th, where hopefully we would have been able to walk him off. But of course, we couldn't do it. And so the Tigers win 3-0. Vest got the win. Clase took the loss. And Brisky got the save. So then we head to Detroit for game 3. Right? Now, of course, Detroit's fan base was ready for this game. They were juiced up. And you could just feel it in the stadium. The Guardians, once again, really couldn't do much. They had chances, but unfortunately, again, the Tigers, all they needed was a few runs, as they would once again beat us 3-0. Alex Cobb, again, really wasn't bad. He went 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 2 Ks in his first start. Actually, in about a month or so. He hadn't had a start since he almost no-no'd the Pirates. He faced in an essential bullpen game. They did the opener thing, and it makes you think you got bugs or something crawling on you. But Ramirez homered 2-1. We would be able to enjoy that for about a half inning, as Zach McKinstry would homer to tie the game again. Wenzel Perez would single in the bottom of the 6th to give them a 3-2 lead. David Fry would respond with a 2-run homer to give us a 4-3 lead. And then he would add another insurance run with a sac bunt, made it 5-3. Clase would come in and he would lock down the save, although he did give up a run, but it got an out, so I'll take it. And so the Guardians would win 5-4, and they would tie the series at 2, with the big game coming up on Saturday against the Tigers. Skubal, Boyd, number 2. And we were like, okay, this is going to be fun. Gaddis got the win. Brisky took the loss. Clase got the save. Bybee, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks, and a homer. Olsen, 4 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Yeah, so good stuff. Just what you needed. So we get into game 5. And for a little while, it looked like an exact copy of game 2. Except we couldn't really do much against Skubal in game 2. It seemed like we actually had a better idea of how Skubal operates, because we had a couple chances to really do damage. And at first, we couldn't do crap. And then eventually the dam broke, and they would score, as they would get a run off of Walters all the way in the top of the 5th with a Kerry Carpenter single. And Kerry, of course, wasn't even sure if he was going to play. Well, mainly because we had our lefty on the mound. So you figured, okay, if he's going to play, I'll be a pinch hitter. The dude could barely even run, let alone do anything else. So he got an RBI single with 1 leg, gave them a 1-0 lead. And we were like, okay, this is going to be bad. But not to be outdone, the Guardians would respond in the bottom of the 5th with one of those classic Guardians innings. Let's go through the entire inning here real quick. So bottom 5 comes up. Andre single. Rocchio strikes out. What's new? Kwan single. Fry single. Bases loaded. 1 out. And Jose comes up. And they hit him. Yep. So that brings in a run. He goes over to first. It's 1-1 now. Lane Thomas comes up. And I'll say this. If I had to name an MVP of this series, it's probably Lane Thomas. Because he had the first big hit. And he had the last big hit of this series, as he would hit a grand slam to left field, giving the Guardians a 5-1 lead, and then nothing else would happen. Now the Tigers would respond, gradually adding a run every inning, I'm thinking, okay, they're going to come back. You know, they're going to somehow make this game stressful. And sure enough, Jake Rogers, RBI single in the 6th. And then a Colt Keith RBI double in the 7th. But then that happened, right? And the Guardians responded with runs of their own, courtesy of Lane Thomas, RBI single, and then a Brian Rocchio RBI single in the bottom of the 8th to give the Guards a 7-3 lead. Rocchio also made an insane snag play where he went all the way up, used every bit of his wingspan to catch that ball in the glove. It saved, I think, at least a big hit for sure. Maybe even a run. But, yeah, he saved a big hit with that. But yeah, in this game, again, Boyd, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 5 Ks. He was phenomenal again. And Skubal, well, 6 innings, but all the damage was pretty much done in 1 big inning, as is usual with the Guardians. They don't usually draw out their suffering and their torture. They usually do it in 1 big inning. 6 hits in 6 innings, 5 runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, and a homer. And it was probably the biggest homer of the series. But how about Eli Morgan, though, right? A guy that Guardians fans slandered to no end during the regular season came out there in a pinch, got some big outs late, kept it 5-3. And we kept it, the deficit the way it was. And then Class A came in for a 2 inning, 6-out save. I believe it was like 6 or 5-out save. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Gotta fact check myself here. Okay. Yeah. So Class A came in after Morgan walked Meadows. And they had brought in Austin Hedges behind the plate. So that was a big move there. I was like, yo, why don't we bring in Hedges? He's a way better game caller than Bo. Sure enough, look what happened. Because Class A would not allow another hit until. Did he allow a hit? No, he did not allow another base runner after that walk by Morgan. Pretty good stuff, though. Pretty good stuff. So good job by Class A to rally and get out there and shut him down. Didn't let him get any momentum. So, Guardians go out there in Game 5. The last game on the schedule. Yeah, it was. The last game on the schedule for the division series. And they punched their ticket to the ALCS with a 7-3 win. Heron got the win. He's 1-0. Skubal got the loss. He's 1-1. And Class A got his 2nd save of the playoffs. But yeah, Skubal, not great stuff. Boyd was solid. Yep. Walters, Heron, and Gaddis were the ones that gave up the runs. And Heron and Gaddis have been used like a ton. Walters, I feel like the lights were just a little bright for him. It's one of those situations where it's like, man, he's not a guy you really want to bring in with runners on because the pressure's already on enough. So, yeah, he didn't do too bad. I just say his nerves were going crazy. So, where does that leave us now? Well, we got the Yankees coming up. Now, you know what's really funny, guys? All right? For anyone watching. For anyone who's familiar with me and my channel, I've had essentially like this beef with a Reds content creator or a Cincy Sports one. You know him. Dashy. Yeah. Dashy Sports. It's kind of funny. I think about this to this day. He was always known as, I guess, Athletic Dashy. for a while. There was a little bit of time, like when he was in the TTC, he'd call himself the Undertaker. But for the longest time, his channel was essentially Athletic Dashy. I don't know why. I didn't even know who Dashy was. I thought, is that his like actual name? It's like, no, that's the name of a My Little Pony character. Not even kidding. So, anyways, me and him have essentially had beef since I joined YouTube. Because, you know, he's Cincy, I'm Cleveland. Right? Our cities don't like each other. And I'm always over here trolling him. So, anyways, after game 3 ended, right? Heading into game 4, I'm looking at my Twitter and I see this. Like, this dude really thought he was going to tweet this and get away with it. You know what's really, it's just so funny, man. Like, how the heck are you going to tweet this crap and think I ain't going to see it? I mean, you added me. This is what he said. And I quote, by the way, Cleveland Guardians fans, by the way, note the date, October 10th, after game 3. You better save your season tonight. This is heading into game 4. So this was, I think this was the day of game 4. Yeah. If you don't, I will have a special video planned for you and your team. I'm not including at Crazy Dog YT. That's me in this because he knows I know the feeling rooting for a baseball team who hasn't won you anything. That team's actually won me stuff. We've actually made a deep playoff run a couple times. The Reds haven't made it to the CS since before I was born. Wow, look at Joe Burrow running for a touchdown. God, Giants. Talk about a defensive disaster class. Letting Joe Burrow run for a touchdown on you? Damn. That's tough. But like, and it's funny because ever since he posted this tweet, the Guardians won both games. So honestly, if the Guardians go on to win the World Series, I'm going to thank this tweet right here. Yeah, I'll say it's because of Dashy. Yep, I'll say because of Dashy. Now, you know what's really cute, though? He talks about my team. You know, I ain't won you anything. My team has won more stuff this year than his team has won the last, 20-some years. But you know what's really cool, though? We got one cool team photo, you know? But what's better than one cool team photo? 2 cool team photos. You know what's better than two cool team photos? 3. Yeah, we got a playoff berth clinched, division clinch, winning your playoff series. You know? Something the Reds haven't done again since 1995. But my team ain't win me anything. Well, I know one thing. We have a couple pennants hanging up in our on our flag stands right now. You know, in our stadium. And also, we've won the Ohio Cup like 10 straight years, pretty much. And it's so cute because, like, dude talks crap while his team was sitting in 4th place. I'm pretty sure the Guardians were in 1st in the Central pretty much the entire season. Imagine not having your team post not 1, not 2, but 3 cool team photos after big time clinching moments. You know, clinching a playoff spot, your division in St. Louis, and then winning the ALDS against the division rival. That's tough. In fact, really in the modern time, like since like 2000 something, the Reds have only made the playoffs like 4 times. And Buddy thinks he can just come out here and talk trash about my team. And for those who don't know what he's talking about, you go on his channel, Dashy Sports. I know this is itching like crazy. God. Ah. And he posts these videos where he's like laughing at these teams who lose in the playoffs. And I'm just like, this dude's over here laughing at other teams. Well, his team's in fourth place. Gotta kill a bug in here. Bitch. Got you, stupid. I'm just like, duh. Yeah, I freaking whacked that bug, boy. I think I got him. I don't see him flying around anymore. Gotta love it. Okay. That's enough. God, my nose has been itching like crazy. Probably gonna sneeze in a little bit. But seriously, if your team hasn't posted a picture like what you see on your screen in the last 5 years, winning a playoff, clinching a playoff spot, winning your division, and or winning a playoff series, you can't talk to me. And I already know we're going to be posting another one if we win the pennant, which is something the Reds haven't done since even earlier than winning their last ALDS. You know, all Dash would bring up is back then, because that's all he has. The Reds are ass. And like I said earlier, it's like have fun with Terry Francona. Have fun on the Terry Francona roller coaster. The Francona coaster. The Frank coaster. And the way that's going to go is at first he'll enjoy the ride. It's fun. Whoop-de-doo. We're winning. And then he'll experience bullpen implosions and he'll mismanage. He'll overmanage. He'll fall in love with certain guys. He won't play your youngsters. There's going to be times where he'll probably sit Encarnacion's strand for like a week straight for no reason. That's what he did with us. Like we would see a dude hit for like one day and then we wouldn't see him again for like a week. That's tough. But we got Stephen Vogt. So, yeah, that's really all I got about that. Enough talking about irrelevant teams. Let's talk about the upcoming series against the Yankees. All right. So tomorrow, Monday, October 14th, it will be Alex Cobb versus Carlos Rodon. Which is funny because last year they were teammates. That's great. They were actually teammates last year with the Giants. So Rocha, if you're watching this, I don't think you are because you're doing football, but yeah, we got a little Giant versus Giant going on. Cobb versus Rodon. Cobb and Rodon are both 0-1. Cobb with a 6 ERA, Rodon with a 9.82 ERA, and 2 Ks for Cobb, 7 for Rodon. And yeah, this should be a fun little matchup. We all know Cobb. He loves his off-speed stuff. Hope he can locate. Because that lineup of theirs over in New York, they will crush stuff if you're not careful. And then coming up on Tuesday, October 15th, it will be Cole versus Bybee. Bybee with no wins or losses, no decisions, pretty much. 2 no decisions. Wow. 2.08 ERA, 9 Ks. Cole 1-0 with a 3 ERA, 8 Ks. And this is probably the first of what I assume will be at least 2 times we see Cole in this series. And then, of course, we have an off day. Because, that's cool. Thursday, it'll be Clark Schmidt versus, well, somebody that hasn't been unveiled yet. Now, it could be Gavin. It could be Matthew Boyd. I assume it'll be Boyd. But I don't know, though. I have to assume it'll be Boyd. But yeah, Clark Schmidt on the mound for the Yankees. 3.86 ERA, 4 Ks in the division series. And then I think it'll be Luis Gil for game 4 on Friday. Yeah, Luis Gil, who hadn't pitched. I don't think he's pitched yet. He'll be coming, I think he was in the pen originally, but yeah, they're going to have him pitching to start this game 4. And I don't know who we're going to have on the mound. And then Saturday, I don't think we play. Yeah, we do. That's right. 3 straight days. If necessary, game 5. And my guess is they'll go back to the top with Cobb and Rodon, I assume. I don't know what they're going to do. It's interesting because we haven't seen Gavin Williams pitch at all. And Joey Cantillo only pitched, I think, 1 game in the ALDS. So there's 2 very fresh arms they could use. So we'll see what the roster looks like. Typical Tiger suck. Blew a 2-1 lead. Yep, Mets and Dodgers live now. If I had to give like a rapid like prediction for that series, I'll say Mets squeak one out. It's 2-0 Dodgers. Oh, of course it is. How'd they score? Let's see. I'll say I think this year we finally get Dodgers and Yankees. Wow. I'll say Dodgers Yankees. Yeah. But realistically, I want to see Mets and Guardians because that'd be fun. Because we get Francisco Lindor against his old team. And we get 2 first-year head coaches, too. First-year managers. Mendoza versus Vogt. I want that so bad. I don't want bumbling Boone and rinky-dink Roberts in there. I want Mendoza and Vogt. The Vote Goat. I want the Vote Goat. So Max Muncy singled 2 runs. Okay, that's how they scored. All right. Guardians are winning it all this year. Well, I hope so. Joe Biden's body double. If I had to give my honest prediction for this series, for the Guardians series, I'll say Yankees I'll say 6. Yeah, I'll say 6. If the Guardians can somehow steal one of those Garrett Cole starts, we could easily do it, but we'll see. It all starts tomorrow. Can't wait. I'll be live. You already know. So with that being said, guys, I will see you all tomorrow night. I'm gonna be like freaking Joe Buck. We will see. I will see you tomorrow night. And let me check Twitter real quick just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba. What the hell? Ba ba da ba ba. Oh, ew. Ew. Oh, that's nasty. Joe Burrow, 47. Wow. That's funny how the Browns have had more defensive and special teams touchdowns than offensive touchdowns the last few weeks. That's freaking hilarious. We can't say it's a struggle for us to get in the end zone on offense. Oh well. So what's this? Oh, women's national championship hockey. Hey yo. Hmm. Just checking on some things. All right. So that's gonna wrap it up, guys. I will definitely see you all tomorrow night for Guardians and Yankees. Hope to see you all there, and we're gonna be able to stress out over this one together. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Cards. Hey, I'll see us tomorrow. Let's get that damn pennant. See you tomorrow.